Tuesday nights on the south side got their own kind of rhythm. Streetlights hum, the L sighs overhead, and the air smells like fried chicken and fresh rain. Deshaun Carter been riding these streets 3 years now. Same playlist, same route, same quiet between fares. He calls it autopilot peace. Car clean, tank half full, phone on 10%, but he's still rolling. Folks wave at him when he hits 79th. Old heads posted by the laundromat. Kids drag bikes across the crosswalk like they own it. It's home, but it's heavy too. Every block got a story he don't ask about. He leans back, eyes catching his reflection in the rear view. The face look older than 28, like the city wrote a few extra years on him. Still, he smirks. Ain't nobody else gonna drive these nights like me, he mutters. Radio slides into a mellow D'Angelo track. Traffic thins. Deshaun exhales slow, feeling that small quiet only a late shift driver really understands. He don't know it yet, but this night, this one ride, gonna flip everything he thought was ordinary. About 10 o'clock, Deshaun pulled up outside that old corner mart on Halstead. Streetlight flickering, soft drizzle tapping the windshield. That's when she got in. Monique Fields, hoodie up, clutching a photo like it was something alive. Didn't say much, just whispered, 95th, and slid into the back seat. Deshaun caught her in the mirror. Mid-30s, eyes swollen like she'd been crying more than sleeping. Every few seconds she'd glance at that picture, then out the window, then back again. You could feel the weight she carried, quiet but loud at the same time. He wanted to ask if she was okay, but rideshare rule number 1, let silence talk first. So he just drove, smooth down Racine, keeping the music low. Couple miles in, her voice cracked through the hum of the tires. You ever lose somebody you still see every day? She asked. Deshaun ain't know how to answer that. He just nodded, eyes back on the road, wondering what kind of story rides in somebody's hands like that. A picture and a prayer she ain't ready to let go. They caught a red on Ashland, the kind that feels longer than usual. Rain hitting steady now, soft rhythm on the roof. Deshaun tapped the steering wheel, pretending not to notice her wiping her face. Then, out of nowhere, she started talking, voice quiet but clear. My brother, Marcus, she said. He'd been gone 2 years. Last place his phone pinged was right near here. Nobody ever found out what happened. Just stopped answering, stopped existing. The words hung heavy. Deshaun felt his chest tighten. He thought about his cousin Ray, vanished one summer night, no answers either. The city don't always give closure. Sometimes it just moves on like it forgot your pain. The light turned green, but neither one of them moved right away. Just sat there, 2 folks floating in the same quiet grief. Then Deshaun eased on the gas, slow. For the first time all night, the ride wasn't about miles or money. It was about the weight people carry, and how sometimes a stranger's silence is the only space big enough to hold them. GPS rerouted them down a side street Deshaun ain't never used before. One of them, narrow back lanes between warehouses and boarded-up duplexes. He almost skipped it, but something told him to follow. The rain had slowed to a mist, and puddles glowed with reflections from busted street lamps. The kind of light that make the city feel half asleep, half alive. They rolled past a stretch of brick wall covered in faded graffiti until something caught Monique's eye. She leaned forward, hand flat against the glass. Wait, she said, voice trembling. Deshaun hit the brakes. There it was, a mural, fresh and bright under a flickering bulb. A young black man, same face from that photo she'd been holding. Big smile, eyes to the sky. Whoever painted it had love in their hands. Monique gasped. Tears slipped before she could stop them. She opened the door, stepped out into the damp alley, and just stared. Deshawn watched her through the rain-specked windshield. For a second, time folded in on itself. A lost brother. A sister finding something she thought was gone. Sometimes the city speaks, not in words but in colors, right when your heart need 'em most. Monique stood there a long minute, the rain turning to mist around her. Then she turned back toward the car, cheeks streaked with tears, but smiling for the first time. Deshawn slid out, meeting her halfway. The mural glowed behind her like a candle somebody forgot to blow out. "I didn't think I'd ever see him again," she whispered. Her voice cracked, but her shoulders lifted like she could breathe again. She reached into her pocket, pulled out that photo. The paper was soft from all the time she held it too tight. "Keep it," she said, handing it to him through the rain. "You stopped so I could see him again." Deshawn froze a second, caught off guard by the weight of her trust. He looked down at the picture, then back at her. "Drive safe out there," he said with a small grin. She laughed. That deep, relieved kind of laugh that makes the night feel lighter. As she walked away, the mural shimmered in the wet light. For the first time in a long while, Deshawn felt like maybe he was where he was meant to be. When the alley faded in his mirrors, Deshawn just kept driving. Didn't even open the app back up. He let the wipers dance slow, that photo sitting on the dash like a quiet passenger. City lights slid by in long gold streaks, the kind that make you forget where one block ends and another begins. He rolled past his usual turnoff, past the gas station where he always ends his shift. Tonight felt different. The air out the window smelled like fresh pavement and freedom. He cracked a smile, low and real. Up ahead, the skyline opened like it was breathing too. He thought about Monique, about her brother's face watching over that alley, about how strangers cross paths for reasons that don't always show till later. The music faded to silence, just tires humming over wet asphalt. For a minute, he didn't feel like a driver at all, just part of the city's heartbeat, rolling steady through the night. Sometimes life don't fix itself loud. Sometimes it whispers, "You're still here." And for Deshawn Carter, that was enough.
Thanks for watching. If that story hit different, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Mystic Melanin is all about real black stories with a twist. A little truth, a little fear. Appreciate you being here. Be safe. And I'll see you next time.